Hey coin lovers! Welcome to the Worth Old Coins channel, your place to discover the hidden value and rare facts about old coins. In today's video we're revealing the top 3 valuable coins, and one of them might just be in your collection. So don't skip this video, let's find out their real worth. Top 1. The Swedish 1 krona 1980 coin is an important piece of modern Scandinavian numismatic history, representing the enduring legacy of the Kingdom of Sweden, its monarchy, and its economic and cultural evolution through the 20th century. Issued by Sveriges Riksbank, the Central Bank of Sweden, and minted by the Swedish Mint. Myntverket, the 1981 krona coin, serves as a symbol of national pride, stability, and craftsmanship. The 1 krona denomination has a long tradition dating back to the introduction of the krona system in 1873, which replaced the old riksdollar following the establishment of the Scandinavian Monetary Union, a joint economic system between Sweden, Denmark, and Norway. The 1980 issue continued that tradition, circulating widely in Swedish society as both a practical unit of currency and a daily reminder of the country's royal and cultural heritage. The Swedish krona, meaning crown, became Sweden's official currency under the Scandinavian Monetary Union, where each participating nation agreed to maintain parity between their currencies based on the gold standard. Although the union dissolved during World War I, Sweden retained the krona as its national currency, continuing to issue coins and banknotes under its name. The 1 krona coin, being the base unit, remained a fundamental part of daily transactions. By 1980, Sweden had undergone significant modernization. It was an advanced welfare state with a strong economy, and the krona was a respected and stable currency in Europe. The 1981 krona coin thus reflects this period of Swedish economic strength and political stability during the reign of King Carl XVI Gustav, who ascended to the throne in 1973. The obverse front of the 1981 krona coin features the portrait of King Carl XVI Gustav, Sweden's current monarch who became king following the death of his grandfather, King Gustav VI Adolf. The portrait shows the king facing left, designed by the Swedish engraver Erik Lindberg, whose work was renowned for its clarity and realism. The design emphasizes the king's youthful features, representing the renewal and forward-looking optimism of Sweden during the 1970s and 1980s. Round the portrait is the inscription, Carl XVI Gustav Sveriges Konung, which translates to Carl XVI Gustav, King of Sweden. This phrase reflects the constitutional role of the monarch as a symbol of national unity, while Sweden itself functions as a parliamentary democracy. The obverse design maintained the long Swedish tradition of featuring reigning monarchs on national coinage, a symbol of continuity and national identity stretching back to the medieval kings of Sweden. The reverse, backside, of the coin displays the Swedish royal crown, a long-standing emblem of the monarchy, positioned above the denomination value, 1 krona. The year of issue, 1980, appears below the value, and the coin also carries the mint mark of the Swedish mint in Eskilstuna, typically a small e, or the initials of the mintmaster in use at the time. The crown design on the reverse is historically significant, as it represents the tre kronor, 3 crowns, one of Sweden's oldest and most important national symbols, dating back to the 14th century. The 3 crowns symbolize the 3 historical regions of Sweden: Götaland, Svealand, and Norrland, and have appeared on Swedish heraldry, coats of arms, and royal regalia for centuries. On the coin, the single crown reflects this powerful heritage, symbolizing the monarchy's link to national unity, sovereignty, and Swedish identity. In terms of specifications, the 1980 Swedish 1 krona coin was struck in a copper-nickel alloy, a durable composition that gives the coin its silvery appearance and resistance to corrosion. It has a diameter of 25 mm, a weight of approximately 7 grams, and a reeded, milled edge, typical for mid-value coins of this period. The decision to use copper-nickel rather than silver, which had been phased out of circulation coins decades earlier, reflects the modernization of minting practices and the global shift away from precious metal coinage in favor of more economical materials. Earlier 1 krona coins, particularly those minted before 1968, contained silver and are now sought after by collectors, while the 1980 issue represents the practical, industrial precision of contemporary minting. The minting process of the 1981 krona coin was handled by Myntverket, Sweden's official mint located in Eskilstuna, which had been producing coins since the 17th century. The mint's craftsmanship was internationally respected for precision and quality. Combining advanced machinery with traditional die engraving, millions of 1 krona coins were struck in 1980 for general circulation, ensuring their widespread presence across Swedish society from daily purchases to public transport fairs. Some were also produced in proof versions for collectors, showcasing mirror-like finishes and exceptional detailing. The historical and political context of Sweden in 1980 adds further meaning to this coin. The nation was thriving as one of the most advanced welfare states in the world, with strong social equality, high education standards, and a robust industrial base. Sweden maintained a policy of neutrality during the Cold War, positioning itself as a peaceful and independent voice in international diplomacy. The monarchy, under King Carl XVI Gustav, had transitioned into a purely ceremonial role following constitutional reforms in 1974, which removed the king's political powers but preserved his symbolic role as the unifying figure of the Swedish nation. Thus, the 1981 krona coin stands as a tangible reflection of this new era, one where monarchy and democracy coexisted harmoniously within a modern, progressive state. From a numismatic perspective, the 1981 krona coin is not particularly rare, as it was minted in large numbers for everyday use. However, it holds great collectible and historical value due to its connection to the early reign of King Carl XVI Gustav, and as a representative example of late 20th century Scandinavian coin design. Coins in uncirculated or proof condition are valued by collectors for their aesthetic appeal and preservation of fine details, especially the sharp relief of the king's portrait and the intricate rendering of the royal crown. Top 2. The Swedish 1 krona 1979 coin is a distinguished example of Sweden's modern numismatic heritage, reflecting the nation's royal legacy, industrial precision, and economic stability during the late 20th century. Issued by Sveriges Riksbank, the central bank of Sweden, and produced by Myntverket, the Swedish mint. This coin represents the era of modernization and continuity under the reign of King Carl XVI Gustav, who ascended the throne in 1973. The 1979 1 krona coin carries deep historical significance as it was minted during a period when Sweden was consolidating its welfare state, maintaining neutrality during the Cold War, and emerging as one of the most prosperous nations in Europe. The 1 krona denomination itself has roots dating back to 1873, when Sweden adopted the krona currency system after joining the Scandinavian Monetary Union, a historic alliance between Sweden, Denmark, and Norway that standardized currencies based on the gold standard. Although the union dissolved during World War I, the krona endured as Sweden's proud national currency, symbolizing unity, sovereignty, and strength. The obverse, front, of the 1979 1 krona coin prominently features the portrait of King Carl XVI Gustav, Sweden's current monarch. The king is depicted facing left, wearing no crown, which symbolizes the constitutional and democratic nature of the modern Swedish monarchy. This design was created by the renowned Swedish artist and engraver Erik Lindberg, whose work combined classical realism with elegant simplicity. Around the king's portrait runs the inscription, Carl XVI Gustav Sveriges Konung, meaning Carl XVI Gustav, King of Sweden. This inscription emphasizes the monarch's official title and his role as a unifying national figure rather than a ruling sovereign. The portrait reflects the youthful image of the king during the 1970s, when Sweden was embracing modernization and equality while preserving centuries of royal tradition. The design's subtle dignity and craftsmanship demonstrate Sweden's long-standing minting excellence, where artistry meets precision. On the reverse, back side, the coin displays a royal crown, a traditional emblem of Swedish monarchy, positioned above the denomination 1 krona. Below the denomination, the year 1979 is inscribed, accompanied by the mint mark of the Swedish mint in Eskilstuna, which typically appears as a small letter E or as the initials of the mintmaster in charge. The crown design is based on the famous Tre Kronor, 3 crowns, an ancient national symbol of Sweden representing the 3 historic regions, Götaland, Svealand, and Norrland. This emblem dates back to the medieval era and remains one of the oldest and most recognizable national insignia in Scandinavia. The reverse design expresses the continuity of Sweden's monarchical and national identity, tying together medieval tradition, constitutional monarchy, and modern nationhood. The coin's elegant composition, balanced proportions, simple inscriptions, and refined engraving demonstrates Swedish artistic minimalism and timeless design principles. The technical specifications of the 1979 1 krona coin reflect the era's shift toward modern minting materials and efficiency. T was struck in copper-nickel alloy, a durable and corrosion-resistant metal that replaced the silver once used in older krona coins before 1968. The coin weighs approximately 7 grams, has a diameter of 25 millimeters, and features a reeded, milled edge, giving it a distinctive tactile texture and making it easily recognizable by touch. The transition to copper-nickel was part of a global movement in coin production during the mid-20th century, as nations abandoned precious metal coinage in favor of cost-effective and long-lasting materials suitable for high-volume circulation. Despite the lack of intrinsic metal value, the 1979 krona retained immense symbolic and practical importance, circulating widely across Sweden in commerce, transport, and daily life. From a historical perspective, the year 1979 was significant for Sweden both economically and politically. The country was firmly established as one of Europe's most advanced welfare states. Emphasizing social justice, education, and innovation, Sweden's foreign policy of non-alignment during the Cold War allowed it to maintain peace and prosperity while avoiding political conflicts. Domestically, the monarchy had been redefined through the 1974 Instrument of Government, which reduced the king's political powers and solidified his ceremonial and representative role. Thus, the image of King Carl XVI Gustav on the 1979 coin symbolized a modern constitutional monarch, a leader embodying continuity, stability, and the moral authority of tradition rather than direct governance. The 1 krona coin therefore represents a fusion of democratic values and royal heritage, a blend that defines Sweden's unique national identity. The minting process of the 1979 coin was overseen by Myntverket, located in Eskilstuna, one of Europe's oldest continuously operating mints established in the 17th century. Myntverket had built a global reputation for precision and artistic quality. The production of the 1979 1 krona coin combined traditional die engraving with advanced minting technology, resulting in crisp details and consistent quality across millions of strikes. The circulation mintage for this year was substantial, reflecting the coin's importance in everyday transactions. Some specimens were also produced in proof quality for collectors, featuring mirror-like backgrounds and sharply defined reliefs. And numismatic terms, the 1979 Swedish 1 krona coin is not rare, as it was produced in large quantities for circulation. However, it holds collectible and historical value for enthusiasts of Scandinavian coins and modern European monetary history. Coins in uncirculated or proof condition are especially prized for their detail and craftsmanship, while those showing natural circulation serve as tangible reminders of Sweden's late 20th century prosperity. Collectors often appreciate this coin as part of the long-running Krona series, which visually chronicles Sweden's transition from silver coinage to modern alloys, and from traditional monarchy to constitutional democracy. Top 3. The Swedish 1 krona 1989 coin stands as an enduring emblem of Sweden's national heritage, royal tradition, and economic progress at the close of the 20th century. Issued by Sveriges Riksbank, the central bank of Sweden, and struck by Myntverket, the Swedish mint, in Eskilstuna. This coin reflects the Scandinavian nation's identity as a monarchy rooted in democratic values and cultural refinement. The 1989 issue came during the reign of King Carl XVI Gustav, Sweden's current monarch, who ascended the throne in 1973 BY. This time, Sweden was recognized as one of Europe's most stable and socially advanced nations, with a strong economy and global influence in technology design and welfare policy. The 1 krona denomination, first introduced in 1873 following the establishment of the Scandinavian Monetary Union, had by 1989 evolved into a purely token-based currency, no longer containing silver but maintaining its historic prestige as a core unit of the Swedish monetary system. The 1989 1 krona coin therefore represents a unique intersection between heritage and modernity, a tangible link between Sweden's royal lineage and its reputation as a forward-thinking welfare state. On the obverse front of the coin appears a finely detailed portrait of King Carl XVI Gustav, depicted in left-facing profile without a crown, a tradition reflecting the king's role as a constitutional and symbolic head of state rather than an absolute ruler. The design, crafted by the distinguished Swedish artist and engraver Erik Lindberg, convey simplicity and dignity, hallmarks of Swedish numismatic art. Encircling the king's image is the inscription Carl XVI Gustav, Sveriges Konung, translating to Carl XVI Gustav, King of Sweden. The portrait expresses calm authority, integrity, and the modern spirit of the monarchy, a representation of the king as a unifying figure for all Swedes, regardless of class or politics. By 1989, King Carl XVI Gustav had become a symbol of stability and continuity during an era marked by global change, environmental awareness, and increasing technological advancement in Sweden. The obverse design remained largely unchanged since the early 1970s, emphasizing national continuity and respect for tradition. The reverse, back, of the 1989 1 krona coin features a royal crown positioned above the denomination 1 krona, symbolizing Sweden's enduring monarchy and unity. Below the denomination appears the year of minting, 1989, along with the mint mark of Myntverket in Eskilstuna, often a small letter E, or the initials of the mintmaster responsible for coin production. The royal crown depicted is based on the Tre Kronor, 3 crowns, one of Sweden's most ancient and powerful national symbols, representing the 3 historic regions of the country, Götaland, Svealand, and Norrland. This design is not only regal but deeply nationalistic. encapsulating Sweden's unity and independence through centuries of political transformation. The reverse layout is clean and functional, embodying Scandinavian design principles of simplicity, symmetry, and timelessness, a minimalist aesthetic that Sweden is famous for globally. From a technical perspective, the 1989 1 krona coin was struck in copper-nickel alloy, a composition chosen for its strength, durability, and resistance to corrosion. Earlier krona coins were minted in silver, but the transition to base metals in 1968 reflected global economic shifts away from precious metal coinage. The 1989 issue weighs approximately 7 grams, measures 25 millimeters in diameter, and features a reeded, milled edge for tactile recognition and protection against counterfeiting. The use of modern alloys also allowed for large-scale, cost-efficient minting, aligning with Sweden's efficient and environmentally conscious production methods. Despite its modest face value, the 1 krona coin played an essential role in daily commerce and symbolized the reliability and orderliness of the Swedish monetary system. Historically, the year 1989 was a significant one for the world. The Cold War was coming to an end, and political transformations were reshaping Europe. For Sweden, it was a year of continued neutrality and stability amid global change. The country's economy was characterized by innovation, strong industrial exports, and a growing emphasis on environmental sustainability. The Swedish monarchy, led by King Carl XVI Gustav and Queen Sylvia, had successfully adapted to modern democratic values, functioning as a unifying cultural and ceremonial institution. Thus, the 1989 1 krona coin can be viewed not just as a monetary object, but as a cultural symbol of Sweden's successful balance between tradition and progress, a monarchy harmonized with a democratic society. The minting process of this coin was carried out with precision by Myntverket, one of the oldest mints in Europe with origins dating back to the 17th century. Known for its exceptional quality and artistry, the mint employed advanced die engraving and high-pressure striking techniques to ensure uniformity and clarity in every piece. The 1989 issue saw a large mintage, ensuring widespread circulation throughout the country. While primarily intended for everyday use, a smaller number of proof versions were also produced for collectors, featuring a polished mirror-like background and frosted reliefs, testaments to Swedish craftsmanship. Over time, circulation coins developed a natural patina, adding character and historical texture appreciated by numismatists and numismatic terms. The 1989 Swedish 1 krona coin is common in circulation but holds historical and cultural significance. Collectors value it for its connection to late 20th century Sweden and as part of the enduring 1 krona series, which traces over a century of national evolution. Coins in uncirculated or proof condition command special interest due to their sharp detail and preserved luster. For historians and enthusiasts, the coin serves as a window into Sweden's monetary modernization and its stable political system. Under a respected constitutional monarchy, its design continuity, virtually unchanged for decades, also provides insight into Sweden's preference for elegance, functionality, and respect for national symbols. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.